Today started out as a normal day, at least for me. I wake up about noon, have a little pick-me-up snort, sit around and feel sorry for myself, that routine. And I don't know why, but I decided I was going to break that routine by going and doing some drawing in a park that's about a block from my apartment. So I go and I plop on a bench with my drawing pad. I haven't shaved, I haven't washed my hair. I look like death warmed over. I'm getting these strange looks from people walking by. I was feeling really repulsed by them, so I ended up bringing that out onto the paper. And what came out was a sketch of a person cowering on a sidewalk while a crowd of people stood around pointing and looking disgusted. And I was just putting the finishing touches on it when this kid hops up onto the edge of the bench. And I snapped, "Go away." But he didn't seem to hear. He looked at my drawing, and then he wiggled his hands around. It didn't occur to me at the moment that he was trying to tell me something, so I just shook my head and got up. And then he tapped my arm and made a noise. It wasn't exactly a word, but I could tell that he wanted me to stay. And then he made a motion that he wanted my pencil, so I handed it to him in a rare moment out of character. He flipped over to the next sheet and wrote, "You drew how I feel." Finally, it sunk in that this kid was deaf, right? And because I couldn't understand sign language, he was trying to communicate with me in a way that I could understand. But I still wasn't sure exactly what he meant, so I wrote, "What do you mean?" He took the pencil back and wrote, "People staring at you and pointing at you because you're different. I can't hear, so people treat me weird. They always stare and I don't like it." The thought flashed in my mind, man, this kid is smart. So I asked him how old he was, and he said he was 10 and a half. And then I asked if he'd been deaf since he was born, and he said, I guess he wrote it actually, no, he'd been deaf since he was 3, and he really missed hearing things because he couldn't remember sounds very well, but he could kind of remember some. He turned back to the picture I'd just drawn and asked me why I drew it. And I answered that sometimes I felt the same way he did, that people stare at you because you're different. And the next thing he wrote really smacked me. "So what's the matter with you?" I'm sure I must have looked strange to him searching for an answer to that, but when compared with not being able to hear anything, the things that were the matter with me seemed trivial, temporary. I mean, being deaf, that is pretty permanent. So I finally wrote, "I'm just not a very nice person." And he looked up at me in disbelief, shaking his head, and snatched the pencil away from me and wrote, "No, I like you. You think like me and you draw good. What's your name?" And I wrote, "Kevin Summers," with a smile on my face. I couldn't remember the last time I smiled and meant it. I asked him what his name was, and he wrote, "Gosh blank. Let me show you something." So I watched as he moved the fingers of his hand into these shapes. He saw how confused I was, and he wrote, "I'm trying to teach you how to spell your name in sign language, stupid." So we both laughed, and I paid attention and followed him so I could do it without his help. And when I did that, he clapped and shook my hand. I was feeling better than I had in what seemed like centuries. I asked if he could come back to the park tomorrow, and he said yes, and we made an appointment. He waved goodbye as he walked away, and I returned it. And I was still smiling even when he walked out of sight. I went back home and vegetated on the couch the rest of the night, but one thought kept going back through my head. It was a good day, wasn't it? But then I took some more smack and ruined it. I thought I could get higher. All I got was withdrawal.